Video Lecture, Module 15. Sensation is detecting stimuli in our environment with our senses. Perception is interpreting what we sense. There are two ways that we process or perceive information. Either we use bottom-up processing, where we take sensory information and interpret and organize it, or we use top-down processing, where we go off past experiences, expectations, etc. to interpret what we are sensing. The process of sensation can be looked at as a three-step process. First, reception occurs when we have stimulation of sensory receptor cells by energy, sound, light, heat, etc. Second, we have transduction, where we transform the cell stimulation into neural impulses. And the last step, transmission, is when the neural information is delivered to the brain to be processed. The absolute threshold is the minimum level of stimulus intensity we need to detect a stimulus 50% of the time. Anything we detect that is less than the absolute threshold is considered to be subliminal. Some examples of stimuli that reach the absolute threshold for most people. Standing atop a mountain on an utterly dark, clear night, most of us could see a candle flame atop another mountain 30 miles away. We could feel the wing of a bee falling on our cheek. We could even smell a single drop of perfume in a 3-room apartment. It is important to remember that everyone is a little different when it comes to their absolute threshold, and that I might have a lower absolute threshold for smell, but a higher absolute threshold for sight. Single detection theory refers to whether or not we detect a stimulus, especially amidst background noise. This depends not just on intensity of the stimulus, but on psychological factors such as a person's experience, expectations, motivations, and alertness. It is possible that we would detect something that would typically be in our subliminal threshold if we were motivated to detect that stimulus. For example, if I have a newborn baby, I am likely to hear even a faint cry because I am actively listening for them. Although we cannot learn complex knowledge from subliminal stimuli, we can be primed, and this will affect our subsequent choices. Sensory adaptation is decreased sensitivity to a stimulus with constant stimulation. For example, if you live by the airport like I do, you don't hear planes anymore because the noise is constant. A friend might visit and mention that there is a lot of plane noise because they haven't adapted to it yet. Similarly, we might walk into a neighbor's house and smell onions, but when you mention the odor to them, they can't detect it because they have decreased sensitivity. A perceptual set is a set of mental tendencies and assumptions that affects what we hear, taste, feel, and see. Perceptual set is what we expect to see, which influences what we do see. If I am chasing down Bigfoot and I see a tall man walking through the woods, I might think it is Bigfoot because that is what I'm expecting to see. The context in which information is presented is important to how we perceive information. Looking at this slide, you might know that the center circle for both pictures is the same, but it looks like the center circle to the right is larger because of the context given.